You're standing in a Las Vegas police station, covered head to toe in bright red paint, including a very awkward handprint on your chest, and facing vandalism charges because you tried to be an activist. That is exactly how we meet our girl, Eden Fitzgerald, the youngest and most impulsive of the 6 Fitzgerald siblings. She's basically the family mess-up who's been traveling the world, living in tents in Peru, and trying to save the planet while her older brothers are out being successful and protective. Eden didn't even throw the paint. She just happened to be standing next to the person who did during a protest against a fur convention. Now she's sitting on a cold metal bench, terrified that her oldest brother Hudson, who is basically the human version of a no-fun zone, is going to find out and lock her in a dungeon until she's 60. Just when things look their bleakest, the door swings open at 3 a.m. and in walks West Abbott. Now, West isn't just any lawyer. He's a 6'2" fixer for Hollywood's elite, wrapped in a 3-piece Tom Ford suit that probably costs more than Eden's entire life savings. He's also Hudson's best friend. Seriously, West, who wears a 3-piece suit to a jail cell in the middle of the night? Talk about a dramatic entrance. West was called by Eden's sister, Autumn, to handle the mess quietly before the brothers could find out. But here's the kicker. To get the charges dropped without making a massive public scene, West and Eden end up spinning a web of lies to a contact named Riva, pretending they are madly in love and secretly engaged. Eden goes all in on the performance, telling Riva that West is the love of her life and that her mean brothers would never approve. Honestly, girl, you should have won an Oscar for that one. But then, because things can never just be simple, they end up actually getting married in a quickie Vegas chapel to seal the deal and make the lie believable enough to clear her name. The plan? Get married, get released, and annul the whole thing in the morning before anyone is the wiser. West thinks he can just burn down the fairy tale and walk away like he always does, but we all know that never happens in a romance novel. Fast forward to them arriving back on Liberty Island, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a legal brief. They're supposed to be getting that annulment, but West keeps making excuses to delay it. Why? Because underneath all that immoral fixer exterior, West has a massive soft spot for Eden, even though he's been trying to convince himself she's just his best friend's kid sister. They end up living in close quarters, and let me tell you, the chemistry is absolutely explosive. There's this one scene where West literally blindfolds her because he wants to see if she trusts him. And girl, the red flags are screaming, but we are all leaning in anyway. While they're playing house, West is also dealing with some seriously shady business. He's trying to build an exclusive resort on the island and needs a cash injection from a guy named Vin Marchetti. Now, Vin is the kind of villain you just want to throw a bucket of paint at yourself. He's dirty, he's dangerous, and he's been watching West for a long time. When Vin finds out that the marriage between West and Eden might be a sham, he decides to use it as leverage to take over the resort and ruin West's life. West, being the classic noble martyr type, decides the only way to save Eden and her family from Vin's wrath is to break her heart and walk away. He literally tells Vin he'll disappear if the family is left alone. Men. Why do they always think leaving to protect you is the move? Talk to her, West. Eden, however, is not just some damsel in distress waiting to be saved. When she finds out West is being blackmailed and that he's ready to give up everything, including the resort and their relationship, she decides to take matters into her own hands. She tracks down Vin and challenges him to the one thing he can't resist: a high-stakes card game. This is the most dramatic part of the whole book. West is standing there, terrified for her, while Eden sits across from a literal mobster, playing for the future of their home. Vin thinks he's won with a hand that includes 2 queens and a pair of 8s, but Eden, our impulsive, flighty Eden, drops a full house on the table like a total boss. She wins. She saves the resort, she saves the family, and she basically tells Vin to kick rocks. After the game, there's still the issue of West's emotional baggage. He's been hiding the truth about his past, specifically about his father and the man he used to be, because he's terrified that if Eden really knew him, she'd stop loving him. He thinks he's a cesspit cleaner who doesn't deserve a girl who believes in hope. But Autumn, who is always the voice of reason, points out that West has a veneer of everything being okay because of how he grew up, and he needs to let Eden in if he wants a real marriage. Finally, West realizes that love doesn't matter if he keeps hiding everything, and he finally opens up. The story wraps up with a massive celebration at the Salty Dog, the local island bar. It's a total Fitzgerald family chaos scene, balloons everywhere, streamers, and a definitely Mrs. Banner, because they decided to stay married for real this time. Hudson and the other brothers have finally, mostly, accepted that their best friend is now their brother-in-law, though I'm sure there were some threats of bodily harm involved. We see everyone dancing, Hudson and Skylar, Parker and Autumn, and it's just pure wholesome island vibes. West and Eden sneak away early, of course, because they've got a lot of lost time to make up for in their new life together. West finally tells her he loves her with every part of him, and Eden, being her sassy self, tells him she loves him because he makes her dirty. It's the perfect ending for a couple that started in a jail cell and ended in a lifelong partnership. So here's the big question to leave you with. If you found out your impulsive marriage was actually the best thing that ever happened to you, would you be brave enough to play a high-stakes poker game against a mobster to save it? Or would you have taken the annulment and ran for the hills? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this recap and want to see more stories about the wild Fitzgerald siblings, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment with your favorite moment, and subscribe for more deep dives